We live? Not yet, not yet. I do not want to translate this. I definitely want to get a chat link here. Open it in a new window. So I'll just put it here. There you go, I've got a link now. I can make this, is it there? Okay, cool. Just make sure you guys can see everything here on the there you go. There you go. Now we're fully live. Hello, welcome to the stream. So I don't think there's anyone watching just yet. But basically, if you're watching this in, far ahead, I guess, not live, we're just going to continue writing some Rust code. And gonna continue sort of making this web crawler that we've got a little bit more complex. So let me just do a quick recap here on what we've written so far. So basically, as you can probably guess from the title and from the description of the video, we have a very basic web crawler engine written in Go. And what that engine does is like you give it a white URL, and then we'll sort of like recursively crawl all the links that it finds and returning those links into some sort of like database, right? Obviously we don't have a database part. It's just a hash set, if I'm not mistaken, that we return with all the links that we visited. But that's what the crawling engine gives us back, right? So that's what we did in stream 3. We managed to sort of get this architecture here done. More specifically, we have some certain worker threads. I say threads, but they're really asynchronous workers, I guess, in Tokio. So not necessarily as many threads as we have workers. This depends on Tokio, obviously. But that's what we've got. So like we have, for example, 4 asynchronous sort of like crawling loops, where each loop is kind of popping a link from the queue, doing that request, finding all the links, and then appending those links to the what we call here the database, which is simply just a hash set, right? So that's what we did in stream 3. And then in stream 4, we kind of just continued from this really. So I wanted to personally improve the performance of the crawler, because I think at the time it was doing something like a link per second. It was very, very slow, if I'm honest. Even with this sort of like asynchronous architecture, it was still taking quite a while, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame, really. And I didn't really know what was going on. But then we figured quite quickly in stream 4 that we did have a problem with the crawling or the link crawling code, right? More specifically, one of the Google websites, I think it was like google.com/policies or something, was just taking a very, very long time in Rust to kind of parse and return all the links. And then that kind of made me think that it was some issues with the URL part, the HTML parser that we had in in Rust. And the particular one that we were using was this one here, HTML parser. So the point of using this library is that whenever we get the HTML from a website, we would then pass the DOM object and then retrieve the links from there. And I kind of naively chose this library here without really knowing whether or not it was the preferred library to use, right? And that's what we went with. And it turns out, actually, after doing some work like offline outside the stream, that this library was the problem. So for that particular website, for that particular HTML return by that Google page, and many others, by the way, that wasn't the only example, it seems to be that this HTML parser, specifically the parse function, was just stuck in a in a while loop or a forever loop. And I don't know exactly what. I didn't really investigate that much. All I did was change the library so I can get unstuck very quickly. But yeah, there's some serious bugs with that library, the HTML parser one. So, you know, offline here, I switched this library to another library called the scraper, I think it's called, Rust scrape library. It's actually, you know, from this article up here that I've seen from this person. Hope I pronounced it correctly, but Jins Germanis, I don't know if that's how you pronounce the name. I hope that is it. But this person has was using this library called Scraper in Rust to scrape IMDb titles, and I essentially used the same thing, the same library, but instead I just scraped the links, right? So instead of looking for the titles, I just look for the links, and it turns out that this library is actually very like much better than the HTML parser library we chose before. Not only that, it's actually much easier to sort of like find links with this library, because all you have to do, I'm not sure if it'll show here, is basically create what they call a selector, which is like a HTML selector string. Let's see if we can find an example here. There you go. So this particular example finds all the h3 tags with a class called lister item header or something, right? So that's, you know, in my particular case, it was much simpler than this. I just had to list, you know, all the anchor tags, in fact. And we don't have to worry about recursively parsing all the elements and going through all the, you know, the entire of the DOM object like we did with the previous library. And, you know, this works, you know, marvelously. And in fact, it works very well with like mapping objects and filtering objects after you kind of select the items you want to select with the selector, right? And that's pretty much what I did. I took this as inspiration here, and I just used this library. And the library, if you're interested, I think it's called Scrape, right? Let's see here. There you go, Scraper. And you can just find it on Cargo, on the Cargo, what's it called? The crates.io, that's the one. So crates.io Scraper. You know, it's this particular library here that I used. And the code, you know, looks a lot better than it did before. In fact, let me actually pull the latest revision of this. And I'm hoping here that the sound isn't too loud, but you guys let me know if the sound is too loud. And we are up to date. We have the latest revision. But this is what the code looks like. I mean, the function that I had that was actually getting all the links just essentially just requests the HTML from the web page the same way you did before. It checks the response status, make sure it's 200, and then we get the HTML of the page by doing a .text on it. And then this is the, you know, sort of like the meat of our program here. So we create the selector, which is, as I said, is much easier than the example you saw in the article earlier. And then you just select it here, and it's, as I said, it works very well with Rust, these Rust filters, and, you know, the Rust mapping functions. So I can select and then filter a map at the same time. So basically here I'm just finding all the links that actually have a href in it, and then mapping the hrefs to a string, and then collecting them to a vector, and that's how I return the result here. And that's it. You can see that it simplified my code massively, as well as resolving that kind of bug that we had where some of the pages just seem to be stuck forever. And yeah, that was essentially it. So if we run the code now, if I do a cargo build, you can see that it runs much faster, much faster. Just a reminder, I am working still from my Raspberry Pi remotely. So builds might take a little bit longer, and runs might not be as efficient as it would be if it was on my computer. But we are, you know, doing this for the sake of having the same environment both in my laptop and in my other laptops, as well as my tablets and stuff. So yeah. So you can see here I'm starting on my website, doing a maximum links of 1,000. In fact, let's do a bit less than that so we don't take too long to finish the program. And the number of worker threads, we can do, I don't know how many threads the Raspberry Pi has, I think 4, right? 4 or 8. Of course we don't find that because it's in target. But if you run it now, you can see that you will find a lot of links here. So it's already visited 12 links, 35 links, 54 links, and so on and so forth. It's going to keep going until it finds all of the 200 links that I set here. Yeah, I also removed some of the logging, and there was too much logging here going on. So now we just print the errors. Yeah, that's it really. So, you know, runs a lot faster than it did before and doesn't get stuck anymore because we removed that library completely, and that's what was causing the issue before. Let me just put this on the side. I hope that some people join soon, so I'm not just talking to myself here. Although I don't mind coding on my own. I do quite enjoy it. Yep, there you go. So it stops when it gets to 200, and because of the way main is running at the moment, I'm not actually kind of stopping all the tasks, but I should probably do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, maybe that's one thing we can add. So basically when the program finishes, when it finds at least the 200 links we want it to find, we exit the program instead of just continue to display the stuff non-stop. So yeah, let's do that. I think that'll be a good thing to do. What's the issue here? Expected 1 argument, found 2. No idea why that's there. Huh? What's going on? The content of the file is newer. Please compare the version. Yeah, let's compare. What do we have here? So we have join set. No, I definitely want this one. Wait, so I did a poll. It said I had the latest changes already, but I didn't really. I did not really have that. Because it's showing me the previous version of the program here. Yeah, I want to keep the reds basically. So what do we do? Which version is this? This is definitely the newer version, so let's try and keep that. Discard your changes and revert file contents. Does that work? Yeah, there you go. That's what I want. Now let's see. Does it still compile? Because it should do now. Well, it shouldn't if I pushed any errors. I guess we'll see about that. Okay, good. Yeah, crawl is still the same. I should have removed a bunch of logs here, so we shouldn't see those logs anymore. Yeah, cool. Everything as we expect. Yeah, so let's actually make that addition. I'm actually just going to use the terminal here, get status. I want to make sure that nothing was messed up. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, we're already up to date. And the change that we wanted to do is to basically end the program when all the links have been found, right? Now, how can we do this? Good question. I guess we want to make sure that all the tasks are kind of terminated if any of the criteria for that for running the program are met. So if we find enough links, for example, or if the queue is empty and there's nothing to add, I guess that's one of the bugs that we have actually. Then we want to make sure that, you know, all the stuff gets finished. Yeah, I guess we can do this here as well. So we want to say, yeah, we've got all of that really. So if already visited, .length, I guess, is more than the crawler state. Max links. Then we just want to sort of break out of this loop, right? Break out of the output. What the hell? Oh, I did everything. No problem. That's kind of what we want to do, right? Why does it not break out of this? Yeah, there you go. All back to normal now. Cool. So this should drop all my locks. Okay, cool. Yeah, now, I mean, we want to basically output here all the links as well, right? So we definitely want to show all the found links. Or maybe we can save them. We can simply save them, right? Somewhere. Let's just show the links, actually. We worry about saving maybe later on in the stream, because I do want to do something with how we saving, how we represent the links that we found in memory. Because at the moment we don't have any relation in links. For example, if I found margomez.com, but where did I find it from? I found it from google.com or something like that, you know. I kind of want to preserve that that linkage there, I guess. Okay. So how can I show all the links? Can I just do a print line here? Or... all links found or something. Does this work? Can I do already visited? Please tell me it works. And yeah, it doesn't implement the display. The tray is not implemented. You may be able to use that or pretty print instead of the trade. Okay, yeah, let's try that and see what it looks like. And if we compile it now, and then we're also going to run this. I'm just keeping an eye on the music that's playing, because I know that some of these songs, even though they claim to be copyright free on Spotify, they're not. There's one called Ladybug or something that keeps giving me strikes, and I hate it. I don't know why it's in this playlist. Okay, so now let's try and run that. Let's do 200 links and then try and print them. I mean, I wouldn't be honest, it's doing about... yeah, 50 divided by 3... yeah, it's about 18 links a second. It's actually pretty good, it's not bad. For a Raspberry Pi, it's not too bad at all. So these are all the links that we found. You can see that they are huge links. In fact, what is this link here? Oh gosh. Wait, what? How is this printing happening? So we found... yeah, I mean, these links kind of make sense, I guess. I mean, some of the huge Mozilla and Oh yeah. These are like, so you can't see this, but these are like Facebook redirect links. That's why they're so huge. But they're working nonetheless. They seem to be working. Okay. That is very interesting. That's very interesting indeed. So yeah, I mean, things seem to work. Obviously, it's not ideal the way we're just outputting this, I guess. It would be nice, as I said, if we had, for each link, we had some sort of ID. And we had maybe a map of ID to link, and also kind of like a parent link tagging it, right? Where we can kind of store where that kind of link came from. So if I found this link here, Magoma's trapezium rule with Python, right? I guarantee you this comes from like Magoma's page 2 or something like that. But I want to know where I came from, basically, and what this links to as well. So it's kind of like a tree structure, right? That's what we can do. Now this is going to be a little bit more difficult and I have to think about it. So I'm not going to do it right now, because there's a couple of different ways you can do it. And yeah, let's not do that right now. Let's actually focus on what we want to do here, which is what we said we're going to do in the description of the video, which is to scrape images, right? So let's find all the images, just in any sort of like, I guess a set again, to put the images in. So we have a function called crawl, which just crawls a page or crawls forever until we stop. But now, in this crawler state reference here, we also have to basically add images found, right, or something. So we have a public images found or something, which again is going to be a read-write lock of a hash set of a string, because the images will just be URLs again to images, I guess. So yeah, let's kind of do that. Let's make that change real quick. I'm just thinking here how I'm going to do this. Because you see the crawl function is just, it's basically just what goes in the worker, right? Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that this should have really been on my main, not in here. And yeah, I should have just exposed this library, this function from my library. Yeah, we can make that change later. Let's do another function called find images, I guess, right? Let me just see what goes inside this function. Yeah, this gets all link. Antônio, e aí, beleza, cara? Como tá indo? Antônio's here, saving the day. I fixed the issue, man. It was the HTML library, the HTML parser library, causing some havoc, I guess, in the code. So now it works. Yeah, so if we want to find the images, we probably want to put something in here, right? We want to find the images as well. Yeah, cara. Aqui, ó, uma palhinha para você. Agora tá indo bem mais rápido. A gente tá achando 200 links no Raspberry Pi. Então 24 links por segundo. Quer dizer, a cada 3 segundos. I cloned the repo and tried running it. How to stop to? Yeah, it was the HTML parser library. This library here. I talked about it at the start of the stream, but there was no one here, so kind of went to waste. But this library, in the Google policies page, it enters an infinite loop in the parsing, and it never returns. So when all the worker threads have a page that's similar to Google policy, they will all hang, right? That's why I couldn't see any output. So what I did is I changed it to this scraper library, which is has a much better HTML parser. I think it does say here, HTML5 ever, which is seems to be one of the best parsers out there for Rust. And it kind of works. It works fine. Look, all the 200 links that we found very quickly, not too bad. And now we're looking for the images. So we're going to do a little bit of the same now. It would be nice if I could just have a kind of, I guess, a pub enum saying scrape options, right, or something. That's so cool. I'm glad it wasn't the crawler getting. No, it wasn't. It was not that. It was not that. It was just fine, dude. Scrape. I'll just put scrape. I'll just put. Yeah. Let's do scrape options, and then we can have. This can be an enum to represent data to scrape from each link, right? These are the types that we support. So say we support images. How do I create an image? So yeah, we can have an image, or we can have just links. Links are kind of default, right? So there will be like a default on Rust or whatever. Let's just do this too for now. And just, what other shit can we scrape that we can support? I don't know. We can do page titles or something, right? Titles. So we can scrape all this information. I forgot the syntax to create enums with information, with values. Even though I write this on a daily basis, I completely forgot. Okay, so this is kind of what we want. So for the images, I can put my types here, which would be a vector of, I guess string would be fine, right? Or actually, let's just put a string here. We can pass like individual ones multiple times. You see. What is this? It's never used. Titles, links. Oh, links will be the default, really, so we don't need it here, because we're going to do it anyway. So this gets all the links. But we also want to get the images now. So let's quickly pass that in here. So vector of a vector of scrape options. So this will get all the links. Cool. Go on the same pass. Does this work? Why is it not working? Syntax expected expression. This is an expression. Ah. Result vector of string. For now, I'm just going to put OK here. Yeah, once I have the links, I also want to basically have my HTML document parsed again with all the information, right? So I can do it. I guess I have to split the parsing out here, HTML doc, and that'll be a scraper, HTML parse document, and then we have the HTML here. What does that return? HTML. Always returns our HTML. It does. Always. There's no result there. And we can obviously replace this one with the HTML in a second. So let's do that. Why is collecting not working? The value of trace results cannot be built from an iterator element of string is not implemented. Huh? What is the issue here? Oh man. Oh, okay, yeah. It's because it's just a vector. There you go. Much better. Yeah, we got to think about what we're going to return from this function now, because we're not only returning the links, we're also returning whatever information is attached to my script options, right? Well, let's just do the logic first, and then we'll see what we kind of have to return. Yeah, so we've got all the links here, which I guess will be returned in here. But we also want to the other information scrape data, right? So we do a match on the, I guess it's a vector, so we can have multiple options. So we kind of do an option in options very lazily, and then we can kind of match the option here. So if it's an image, with the image there, we do something. What's the issue here now? Yeah. If it's a title, I don't care at the moment. I'm just going to do image here. But if it is an image and this is the extension, does this work? Can I do this? No. Find image with an extension. Something like that, right? It's going to find all the JPEG images. Cool. So what happens if it is an image? We definitely want to select all the images, I guess, that have an attribute, right? And I need to look at the documentation now, because I'm sure there's a way on Scraper to do this. To say I want all the images with the attribute source or something, right? So kind of, you know, SRC, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for all the images that have a source in it. So, but I want to do that with Scrape. So let's see on the documentation if there is a way to do this. accessing element attributes. There you go. So parse fragment, selector parse, input with name equals foo. So I'm wondering if it works when I just type EMG and then SRC here with no equals. So it doesn't really say it, does it? Let's see on the documentation actually. Selector. Right, the parsing selector. Selecting descending element, element attributes. That's kind of what I want. It's the same example as we've just seen. Attributes. There's no attribute there. I mean, there's yet another tutorial on scrape. I don't really want to watch it or read it. Yeah, let's just try what we've just seen there, which was selecting all images with an SRC, right? That's what we had there. And let's see if it unwraps, we know it works. If it doesn't unwrap, we know it doesn't work. So this is actually the EMG selector. And what we're going to do now is basically get our images, which, you know, if you do HTML doc select, and then we've got our EMG selector here. Is that how it works? Actually, it has to be that. And then we can do a filter. But before we do that, does this actually return? Where is it? Selector here. So assert bar. So select all the images that have an attribute value. So we've selected all the images that have a source in it, so we just gotta call attribute source, I guess. Let's try that. Let's try that. And we can debug and see what's actually going in here, I guess. Mas e aí, Antônio, como foi a semana? Fim de semana. O português tá ficando cada vez mais ruim. Did you replace the HTML parser? Oh, Danajay. Good seeing you here, dude. And yes, I did. It was the HTML parser. I think if you can go back to the start of the stream, and if you want to have a read, sorry, a listen, I explained what wasn't working, and it was the HTML parser. It was entering a forever loop at some point whenever it had one of the bugs I've discovered. So the web page, google.com/policies, actually had an infinite loop when parsing with HTML parser. That library is just trash. I removed it. So now I'm using Scrape. Scraper is the new, I guess, the new Scraper library we're using. So this one is much easier to use. The HTML parsing actually works spectacularly well, actually, and fast. And now my whole thing does 200 links in like less than like 30 seconds. So yeah, it's really, really good. It wasn't the code. The issue was not the code, man. So thank you for helping, but we got stuck on something that we shouldn't have got stuck with, I guess, which was a third-party library. But oh well. And what I'm doing now is I'm actually just trying to find all the images with Scrape as well, because Scrape is very easy. You have to write these selectors, so you can find, for example, all the images that have an attribute source in it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So now I'm going to just map all these elements here. So iterate option of what? What do we have? We don't know yet. We can do a filter mapper, I guess, right? So, and just keep the ones that actually are valid. We don't really care for the images that don't have a source in it. So value, src, oh, attribute, src. I can't spell src today. Shouldn't a crawler be also picking alt text from images? Yes, we should. I guess we should, right? Or should we just pick the links? I don't know. I don't know how a crawler does. But yeah, I guess we do have to look for links in alt text as well. Alt text from images. But for now, I'm just trying to actually just get the image links. We can make this more complex after we finish one thing. One thing at a time, dude. There's one thing I learned in programming is that you should do one thing at a time. Don't think ahead too much. But yeah, it's a good point. Maybe we'll add that to the list of to-dos. So we've got a filter map. So these are essentially all the images that we found, right? And we also want to return, I guess, this. Yeah, we're going to return these images that we found. What happens if we collect it? Say I wanted a vec of string here. Collect. Yeah, does it work? No. A value of type vec string cannot be built from iterator type. Okay. Not a problem, Rust. Not a problem. There you go. What is the issue now? The method string exists for enum, but it's trade. Okay. Yeah, sounds good. After basic image picker is implemented, you can add more selectors. Yeah, these are. This library seems very easy to use, so we can just add whatever. Maybe another map here. There you go. Yeah, so if we have an image, what do I want to do? I mean, these are all the images. I got all the images here. I just want to see if these are the right images that we want, right? In fact, to make this even simpler, let's not worry at all about the extension. Let's just do all the extensions, because I think I plan to do just one extension at a time, but let's just return all of them. So if it is an image, we just select all the images and we kind of return that, right? Yeah. See, we don't actually have to collect this because we're not actually going to return it now. What we're going to do is, actually we are going to return it, my bad. We're going to have to return this vector. But we're going to have to change this return type, because previously we were just doing the links themselves. Now we kind of have to, I guess, return something better that has all the links as well. So let's just create another public struct here. So pub struct scrape output, right? And then we can have all the links, which is obviously a vector of string. And then we can also have the images, which is a vector of strings as well, the links to the images. Cool. And then in this one here, we return a result of scrape output, I guess, right? We're gonna have to rename these things. I don't like things with output in the name. I think it doesn't, it just shows that you have bad naming, I guess. So I guess we can do let images here, do a vector of strings. We want it to be mutable as well, I guess. In fact, yeah, we can just straight away put this in here, right? So images. There you go. So this finds all the links for all the images for a URL. It's so good to do here. This function no longer finds just the links. We need to rename this to show the results too. We no longer just find the link, so we have to rename that, I guess. Scrape output. Now the links will be what? What will the links be? Links, and the images will be my images. Great. That's basically what we need here. Basically what we need. Now, obviously, we have to, you know, change this. So this links now is a scrape output. So okay, output. Yeah, this can be called scrape page. Scrape page or something. Is that how you spell scrape? I have no idea. So scrape. Drag an active sound in scraping. Scraper. Yeah, it's just 1p. I thought it was 2p's for some reason. It's because this library has 2p's in there, so it's kind of making me doubt myself a little bit. Yeah, so scrape page. This will obviously return get all links. What does that return? A result, yeah. So in here, imagine keeping track of variable names in programming. Yeah, dude, if you don't keep track of it, you're gonna get done at some point. You're gonna turn crazy and not understand your code eventually. I mean, I like naming things correctly, so at least when I look at a function in the future, I know exactly what it does by just reading the name. That's the rule I tend to to follow. And it does help, trust me, it does help. That's a good habit to have. Now, why is this? This function takes 3 arguments. Oh yeah, it does take 3 arguments because we also put the options, right? Now let's just say we have this scrape option. We put a scrape option of images as well here. This is obviously something we're going to pass in the future. Maybe we can put to do here. To do, pass in the options. But we just want to test it for now to see if it actually finds all the images. And what we're going to return here in scrape page is again the scrape output, right? Infelizmente está corrido o trabalho hoje. Thank you, Antonio. Muito obrigado, cara. E foi bom te ver de novo aqui, viu, cara? Foi bom te ver de novo. E na próxima a gente se vê, cara. Boa sorte lá no trabalho. Espero que ocorra tudo bem. Vai lá, cara. Falou, tchau, tchau. Yeah, Dana J. Antonio is from, I guess he's a friend now, right? That joins the stream all the time. I guess it's from Brazil. Ciao, ciao, cara. So we've got people from Brazil and India in the stream now. It's kind of good. I'm myself from Brazil as well, if you haven't noticed. But yeah. So okay, we're returning scrape output, so we just wanted to return a scrape output here. Images will be there you go, just gonna return that I guess for now. And then obviously we're gonna refactor everything else. So what's the issue here? Scrape page, turn all links into absolute links. All links not correct. Divided by country, united by Rust language. Indeed, yeah. I can for sure say that Rust has brought me more friends than C++ did so far. So usually in C++ you find enemies instead. Like, who's better at doing it? It's not like that, obviously, but it does feel like that sometimes, though. Definitely. Yeah. So now we just have to do it very ugly here by doing something like links is equals to this. And then we also have images. Okay, cool. And that's what we're going to return. I'm going to come back to this because this does not look good, and I know. For example, in here, what I'm really doing is I'm just turning the links returned from my get all links into absolute links, so I can just do a map on the scrape links instead and return that. But yeah, we're going to leave it here for now. So scrape images is scrape. Yeah, I'm copying a lot of shit out here as well, though. I wonder if it would benefit by turning this into mutable. Yeah, we might do actually. So if we do a let mute, we might make this actually more readable by turning it into mutable. So we'll see. So what we had before could be just. Does it's a mute work? Oh. There you go, a little bit better, not much, but oh well. All I wanted to do is just to map these links into absolute links. Okay, so we've got the scrape page here, and obviously we don't have find links anymore. What we do have is the scrape output, which is called scrape page. No. And then let me just see what this is doing now, because I can't remember. This is the actual crawl loop. So we get all the links there, and then for each link, the links are joined to the. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's amazing. So this is actually quite easy. For now, I don't really care what I'm going to put in the images state here. I don't care how many I've got. In fact, that's what I'm saying. But I should have already added an images thing here. So let's just populate that, I guess, right? Yeah, so for each one of those, and then for each image in scrape output images, we're gonna do the same thing. So we're just gonna add Oh, images. Oh, right there. Oh, wait. We have images dot. Is it pushback? Push? What type is this? What is this type? There's a hash there. Insert it is then. There you go. For image, I've got both C++ and Python in my head for some reason. Yeah, we should be good now, right? So let's check it out. Titles, we don't really use this at the moment. I guess we can just name it like that for now. But we need to, to do ad support for page titles, right? Yeah, cool. And in my main function, what I can do now is, as well as displaying all the all the links that we found in the end, we can also, I guess, show the images, right? Just for now. Ideally, we want to save this in a JSON file or something like that, so we can then download all the images with a different program. But yeah, let's try that. So that images, we've got crawler state. In fact, I could have just copied this. Images, crawler state, images there. We want to read it as well. I'm going to do a print line here. And all images found. And then we can do a pretty print because it's a set and it doesn't have the display, unfortunately. That's it. That is it. Let me drop the images to here. Again, I'm checking the songs because one of these songs causes me to have a copyright strike in all my streams, and it's really annoying. Okay. Let's build this. So Jay, what have you been up to this weekend? Did you have a good weekend? I actually went home to my parents yesterday to visit my brother because it was his birthday. But we had some pizza. It was quite nice. Okay, so now let's try and run this. So it finds, I guess. Oh, yeah, we've a major thing here. We didn't add a number of images found, I guess, right? I'm not sure if there's anyone watching this now. YouTube counter isn't very good, it seems. Sometimes there's 3 people watching and it says there's 0, so. Oh hey, if there's no one watching, I can still. Oh, when I'm a small hike. Oh, that's very nice, man. Sounds very good. So we found 43 images. It seems to be finding images, right? It seems to be finding shit, so. I need to remove these errors. Could not find links. Page returned. Yeah, I do hike sometimes, not very often, I'm not gonna lie. I prefer going on my bike, cycling. But yeah, man, it's good to do exercise, especially if you do coding all day. So we found, where are the images we found? There you go. It seems to be finding a lot of images. Kind of interesting. Cool. I mean, I'm not complaining. GIF images. Cool. Now, can we do some code to actually download all of these? I mean, there's a problem if we kind of just download. That's a lot of data. Yeah, man, it's a lot of images. Let's try and download though. Let's try and kind of pull some of these images anyway. But there's a problem straight away, because if we save the images by the, where they come from, I guess we can save them as having the whole kind of, link as the name, right? You can do that in both. Oh no, you can't. You have to replace the forward slashes, I guess, on the names. For Linux at least. It might be okay with Windows. But yeah, we can download it. Or alternatively, if we don't really care that much, you can just rename each of the images to something like a GUID or something, right? How do you even generate a GUID in Rust? Let's see. Yeah, UUID, that's what we want. Yeah, we can just give this sort of name to each image. And then at the end of our program, we can kind of like also generate a text file, or just a JSON file that has the GUID as the map and then the link as a value, right? Yeah, we can do that, can't we? Let's try and do that. That sounds like a fun little program to write. First of all, let's begin by writing a new thing. So image downloader or something, right? img. And let's do the image utils thing. And as we've established, we might need a GUID thing. So what I'm thinking here is the following. So I've got my JSON file that could. Well, I've got a bunch of input images that would look like, path1.jpg or something, and path2.png. Now push all these images along with that alt text into search engines like Elasticsearch, and you have your own Google. Yeah. That would be a very interesting thing to do. That's actually a good idea though. But I just want to see if I can do something to download all the images. Literally just scrape all of them. I mean, I could in the future plug in something like, there's an S2 bucket, something, and save all of them into an S2 bucket, as well as putting Elasticsearch into it. So and have our own search engine, as you said. But yeah, I mean, the input would look something like this, right? So I've got path whatever dot svg, and then I kind of want to take these and kind of download them to a directory, and also I'll put like the alt text, right, or a JSON with some info. It could look something like this. I have, my new GUID here, which is the name of the file, I guess, that's going to be, right? And that GUID is going to have some things. It's going to have the file name, or the link, right, to it. And this is going to be the original link, such as like path1.jpg, right? You get the idea. So and it's going to have the alt text as well, right? Alt, whatever text we have here. And yeah, I think, you know, that's probably enough for now. So we do this for every image. Every image you're gonna have this. All right. So let's turn this into our goal for today. We can probably code this in about, in Rust, half an hour, I would say. Let's try. Let's try now. First of all, we need to create the functions here, right? So we need a function, maybe an async function, that will I kind of want to say a function that will just read the images first and then gather this information for us, you see? And then another function that can save, just do the saving to the disk. Let's actually begin with the structs that we need, definitely. So we will definitely need an image image info, right? And then this is going to represent something like this, right? So this is what we're going to have. We have the link, which is simply a HTTPS. Oh, sorry. What am I doing? A string. We have the alternative text, which is a string as well, right? And we want to kind of derive. Sorry. Like serialize, I guess, serialize and deserialize from serd. Let's actually see how to do that. Because serd is the library we're going to use to do the JSON stuff, right? That's the go-to library in Rust. Rust serd JSON. Let's just look at how to do this. Serialize, deserialize, okay. Now we want to see what the person said from string. That must be an option to save it to a string as well, right? Yeah, you have to add derive. Yeah, cool. But I also need to have serd. Let's copy that. Where is the link to the cargo? Sorry, the crates. Oh gosh. Crates.io. Serd, and we're doing JSON. Is serd JSON already kind of included? Or is that a feature I have to add? Do you know that, Dana J? I'm not sure. Wait a second. It said JSON, something that I guess you have to add manually since serd have different parser for all. So yeah, cool. I realize now that I should probably do cargo add. It's a serd JSON, right? That's the one. Yeah. Seems to be a different library. I thought it would be like the same library actually. Cool. So I guess that when I do this now, I can wait for the Rust analyzer to index everything and then import these things. Yeah, it seems to have done. So if you do use surge. Why is it not working? Can I reload the window? think I've got an issue with Rust Analyzer, still loading things. Sir Jason. Sir Jason result, whatever. Sir Jason from string. Oh, I need both, right? That's why. So I need Sir and Sir Jason. Let it index. It will take a good 30 seconds. Yeah, I need the surge library itself for deserialize and serialize, and then Sir Jason to actually do the parsing, I guess. You know, from string and then to string, I guess. Yeah. Let's go for it. So use we just want serialize in this case. Import insert mod image utils. Huh? Oh yeah, what am I doing? There you go. Cool. So we basically have this part inside here, and then we also want to have, I guess, yeah, I guess we want to have another public struct here called this whole thing. This is going to be the JSON, right? So that's image info, and that's just an image. I'm trying to think how I'm gonna do this. It should really be a hash set, right? So UUID to this. Yeah. I'll just call it images for now. I'll think of a better name in a bit. I definitely cannot play this. Can I? It feels like one of those songs I can't play because it's copyrighted, but let's see. So we've got a hash map of string to image info. Cool, and then now we can finally do what we were trying to do, which was to create a function that will take, I guess, keep one of those NCS lives playing in the background. What's an NCS live stream playing in the background? What's an NCS live stream? I don't actually know what that is. Maybe I'm being naive here. I just get scared every time I play some song that's vaguely recognizable because I will get a copyright strike, basically. And then I have to go on YouTube and then remove the audio from the bit of the stream that was copyrighted. And it's just very annoying, basically. Serialize. copyright sounds. All right, yeah. Yeah, I guess I could do that. That's what streamers do nowadays, I guess, right? What I really want to do is I want to have a function that given a vector of images, so a vector of strings, right? Because that's essentially what we have. I want to kind of output an images struct, right? Convert all the images in the string. Convert all the images in the string in the input to a JSON, to our JSON file. Something like that. Convert to yeah. I guess what we can do is it's just a simple map now. So images dot iter. This is almost too simple to have as a function, but oh well. So we have each. Oh no, it's not. It's not, because we have to actually. Yeah, I'm thinking of this a little bit wrong, because really it should be a vector of string and string, right? I'm gonna call this image database because I have a better name for the actual image that we're passing in. Yeah. Can't spell database. Why am I doing that? Because I want to pass in here an actual image. An image may be something like yeah, we kind of want to get this information from the crawler, don't we? As you said, we want to get the all images, because otherwise I have to request the website again and kind of figure out what the image was, the alternative text was. So yeah, let's do that for the crawler. So whenever we return the images, let's see where it gets used. Image selector, image source. Yeah, it's going to be a small change here, which is not a problem. Not a problem at all. Let's call that image. We can do a pub struct image here, and then in here we do have the image link, which is a string, and we also have the alt text, which is a string as well. Cool. Now we've managed to get all the errors where we need them, and we can filter map in here. This is just an easy one. Some sort of like key.value attribute. Let me think of this. I want to save the source and the alt text, right? So in here I was basically just filtering and mapping at the same time. All the images. Wait, can we do multiple selections here? That's what I want to know. Does it work like that? Because if I can select both source and alternative text, then I can make sure that all the images that come from the list have those elements in it, right? Makes things a little bit easier. Let's see. Oh, there's already an image scraper library here. Nice. Maybe I can pull. I can put this library in the end in the cargo. Scraper. There you go. So there, yeah. My question is whether you can do multiple things. You see, like if I can select the name as well as source. Let's try. Let's try by doing this. I guess this is what the syntax would be. I'm just guessing here. Let's do two filterings. So let's do a filter first by the element here. So if the element, I don't think CSS selector support multiple queries. Oh, is this a CSS selector? I thought it was their own language, but you might be right. It is a CSS selector, right? These are selectors. Well, it's not a problem. Well, let's just remove that then. And just filter all the ones that have e.value, the attribute. They have a filter, right? And then we can do another filter here for the sake of being lazy. So again, e.value dot attribute, ones that have a, let's do is some because I think it has to be a boolean, and also an alternative text is some, right? Yeah, now I can simply just map these. Searching MDM selector attribute will show what is accepted. Okay, MDM CSS selector. Let's take a look at that. Oh, it's the Mozilla stuff. Ah, okay, so it's literally just a CSS selector then. Same thing as you put in your CSS files. Cool. I wasn't aware of that. Cool. Thanks for pointing out, dude. Don't know what I would do without you here, man. You're speeding up this development quite a lot. So yeah, thank you. So we filter, add selector attribute. Well, either way, I can get all the image that has sources in here. And also make sure that I can do a map now. From the element to, I guess, the source and the attribute, right? So we do e.val attribute. I don't know if this is going to look ugly. We can probably simplify it in a second. Let's just see if it works for now. Attribute, source, and all. Yeah. You just search MDM selector, so you didn't show it what I was looking at. But anyway, you got my point. Yeah, I did get your point, yeah. Let's see. Add selector attribute. I want to see what you meant though. Maybe this can help us. I don't know. So the attribute value selector is used to select elements with specified attribute. Whose values can be exactly the specified value, or specified value followed by a hyphen. So value starts, yeah, so kind of like regex. Second link on our Google page was from MDM. Okay, some sort of regex that you can have in here. Case insensitive, case sensitive. Yeah, doesn't seem like any of these can help us for now. I kind of want to do like source and alternative exist. Can't figure whether we can do it from these examples. Right, you can see, what's this one? Oh well. Ordered lists. FS modifier is. What's this link here? Let's see. Do you think this can help me? By putting a space on it? So do type, basically like a type here and a space and then another attribute. Not too sure. I don't think you can combine multiple selectors in one. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, let's just continue doing what we're doing then. e.value.attribute. So what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to filter out all the elements that have keep the values that have a source attribute and an alt attribute, definitely. And then map these elements to a tuple where the first one is the link and the second one is the alt text. Expected expression found. I'll bit my lip. I'm not focusing too much. Yeah. What's this type? Iterator. Okay. Yeah, so these are both options. I can just call them wrap because like at this stage I know that they exist, right? I know that because it's here. There's no way it can pass the filter and not have it there. So let's do it that way. Images, and this should be something like, you know, a vector of a tuple. If we've done it right, it should collect that. Yeah, I need kind of, no, it doesn't. So value of type string. Okay. Fuck it. I will just do this very lazily. So what is it? Ink. Alt. Fine. Now we've got something. I don't need this here because I don't need to collect. Because what I want to do with this is actually, again, just map into an image, right? See, this is a good song, but it's probably copyrighted. Oh no, yeah. It's the acoustic version by a different band, cool. Yeah, now we've got the image. We just want to convert this to the image now. Does it work? Cool. That seemed to... Oh, no. It's because I don't have the right type here. Cool. There you go. Now we're talking. So I'm gonna definitely come back to this and refactor in the future. Because, yeah. If you think about it as well, like it doesn't have to have an alternative text, right? Because if an image doesn't have one, that's still a valid image. So instead of doing an unwrap, we can do an unwrap or, I guess, here. And then just do an empty string. And that should work just as well, I guess, in my opinion. And saves as a filter as well. Why not? Insert images, okay. So what do we have here? So the images, crawler state.images. Yeah, this will have to change a little bit. This has to be a hash set. Maybe it's going to be a hash map now. String image. How are we gonna? Cool. So insert image. Yeah. Let's just put the image dot link here and the image thing itself there. Use a partially moved value image. Ah, why? I mean, dude, can I just clone this? There you go. Beautiful. I suspect this is going to fail once it compiles as well because it doesn't have clone in it. Hold on, oh, hi Miguel, how's it going? Good to see you again, bro. Sad boy with a laptop. The song. Oh yeah. That is that's my song, I guess. Aren't we all doing the same thing? Being sad with our laptops. Yeah, so now we've got a vector of images. Yeah, now we can continue here because now we can just create that UUID that we want and then have the image attributes there. Cool. So that unblocks us a little bit. Alright, so UUID first. There'll be a library that does this. There you go. Ah, gosh. So is it cargo add UUID? And I just want to create a new v4. When you want a UUID, you can generate one. Cool. You have a UUID you can use. It's string literal form inline. Cool. Nice. Yeah, so it should be very easy to create one. So basically what we're going to do is for each image, I guess, in images, we can create a UUID. If it lets me. I think there's a chair on the background that keeps appearing. That is just a chair, guys. It's like a pink thing. There you go. Much better now. was the function create newbie for? Okay. Why is this not working? UUID new before. And we have UUID here. New. It's a new underscore before. Okay, that worked. So create a UUID. We also have the hash map here. I mean, this image info thing is just a copy of whatever we have in the in the crawler here, right? So in the image, what we can do here, because I'm gonna need the struct in both files, I can just create a new file and call utils for now, or common. I can replace that later on. Are you saving images with UID as file names? Yeah, I'm gonna do that so they don't clash, you see? If I download an image called, I don't know, like profile.jpg, it doesn't clash with another one from another URL. You see the logic here is just so I can just save images with whatever file name I want, basically, and they won't clash. That's the logic. Yeah. Yeah, so in common I have to actually put that image in here, I think. Just so I can reuse it in different modules. Okay, string and string, and then in here I can say use, wait, can I do it? How do I use something from common? It should just be use common image, right? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And then in common, I actually need that derive here, I think, right? So the derive, serialize, and then import serialize, insert mod common. Where does it insert the mod, by the way? It says insert mod common, but like, where does it actually put that? Because that is interesting. Import this. Okay, there is an inline variant image, no. Yeah, import create common. Okay, I did that, so use create common image and resolve. Huh? Maybe I'm just being very stupid in Rust. So I've created a, there is a mod RS. What's that? So I've got common here in a file. How do I include this? Because I have crawler here, mod crawler, mod common. Ah, okay, so I just got to put mod common as well, I guess, right? Does this work? And resolve module can't find files, image utils, common. Wait, what does Rust do here? What does cargo do? It tries to look for image utils common.rs, but if I do it in the main, then it looks for things in the same source. So how do I use? Do I have to create a mod rs file for it? Do you guys know what I have to do here? Like, I have this common, which has a structure called image that I want to use in both my, I guess my main, my crawler, and my image utils file. It's not a problem in here because if I put it in main, it just uses the mod common, I guess, there. You have to add mod into common file. You have to add mod into common file. So like this, mod common. Wait, what's the syntax? Do you know, Dana J, like what the syntax is? Use mod. It's definitely not there. Let's just Google. Can't believe I'm Googling for this. So Rust use functions from file into another. Why am I being so stupid? Mod something, code here. Ah, okay, cool. So I do. So I have to. I thought Rust did this automatically. Mod. So this. Cool, thank you, thank you. Can I say use common now? Yeah. No suggestions. Does this not work? Does this actually work? Like, did it? No definition found for image. Yeah, common is still not there. I guess you have to restart, yeah. Maybe. Let's reload the window. I think 80% of the stream is just me debugging with these stupid things in Rust. Rust analyzer is still analyzing, so let's wait for that to stop and then we can see if it works. Finally, it's doing something. In the meantime, is there any cool news? Linux from scratch version 12 point something. That sounds interesting. I'm not going to read all of this though. Ribbon. Okay, has it finished yet? Rust Analyzer is taking its time. It's taking its time. Amazon will invest $4 billion in Anthropic. Jesus, 4 billion. I guess it's not quite the 10 billion that Microsoft invested in OpenAI, but that's a lot of money still, though. Service. Yeah, another big company investing a lot of money into another small AI company. Does it show up when you type cargo? I type cargo? No. Why would it show up when I type cargo though? It doesn't show up when I type common either. But what if I do mod common? It doesn't work either. Unresolved module, can't find. My bad. Oh, crate, yeah. So use crate. Yeah, crate common does work. That's one of the things I never understood. What's the difference between use crate and then just use the name of the image? Does it create it as a crate, I guess? Okay. Unresolved import though. So I guess it still doesn't work, you know? Right? Yeah, it still doesn't work. I mean, it says it does work here, but it's not really finding the object. Like, I can use it in my main file, definitely, because I can see it here. I can do like, use common, and then image shows up, right? Yeah, there you go. And it does find, no it doesn't. It doesn't find it either. But I can do use crate, right? Use crate, common, image. Does that find it? No, also doesn't find it. I guess crate is for when determining route cargo tunnel. I always get confused in worst modules converge. Yeah, I always get confused in it as well. I always end up having to Google things. I was hoping that we could have all this done in half an hour. I was very naive. I misunderstood how shit I am at Rust. Use crate. Let's actually see what is the difference between crate and use and use crate. Use and use crate. Yeah. Use crate X versus use package name X. So what does this guy have? It's got a cargo tunnel source, and it's got a binary directory with main in it. And the rest of them, it's just got some libraries. Same as me, I guess, right? It's got the main in here, definitely, and then some helper files with other module stuff, I guess. In main, I have to use UDP client. If I try to do create UDP client, it doesn't resolve UDP. But where is UDP in this case? My directory looks like this, and the name of my package is create UDP. Okay. In server.rs, I have to use create client. In server.rs, I have to use create client. So it's trying to use things from client in server. Anything else does not work. So your crate contains a library and a binary. The root of the library is the librs file. And any mod, wait, this is confusing. Can you add a pub inside the common file besides mod? Can you add pub inside common file besides mod keyword? Like, you mean on the side of? Oh my god. Yeah, you might be a genius. You might be a genius here. Alright, what's going on here though? It's only a trait without a derived macro. But yeah, let's see. Did that work? Does it find it at least? So if I do... Nah, it still doesn't work. It still doesn't work. And this is in my crawler, so use... Create common. I'm saying Rust streams are just streamers and viewers fighting with Rust compiler. Yeah. I mean, I'm not even a Rust streamer yet. I'm still learning. Although I do Rust at work, I am in no means by an expert. Or good, for that matter, at Rust. I'm still very bad. Wait, what? What the fuck, dude? Wait, so I think this kind of works, kind of. Ah, I see what's, yeah, this is stupid as hell. So the file automatically defines a module called common, right? We need to do this. I don't know what fucking issue this is. And when you do mod common, you're nesting a module, so you have common, yeah. Is that what this is doing? Because it sure looks like it is. So common image now finds it, you see. So that is better. But what is the hash map complaining about? Oh yeah, that's just a collection. Dude, that's so stupid. Why am I fighting with this for like 10 minutes? This is ridiculous, ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, I am missing a feature here from UID because it doesn't have the new function. 1 for 1. There you go, features. V4, of course. Let's modify that cargo. UID, and then we've got version features V4. Why was that so difficult? Why was that so difficult? I wish Rust module management was simpler like Node.js. Just use import file from file location and then, yeah. Python is extremely simple. I don't know about Node.js because I've never used it, but I know that Python is also kind of... I wish it was like that. Why is new v4 not there? Use a faster but still sufficient random RNG. Okay, fast RNG. Let's do that. Okay, dependencies, UID. Yeah, why the new v4 function isn't here. But I guess when we build, we'll find it, right? Let's not worry about this for now. Anyway, what were we doing before all of this? Yeah, let's just resolve the import issues. There you go, common. It should be create common there. And what do we have up here? Field is private. Allez. I love Rust. Oh man, I'm gonna quit Rust. I'm not enjoying it anymore. And in here, what do we have? Images. What's the issue, dude? Image does not implement FMT debug. I guess we can make it, dude. No problem. Debug. Why is this serialized not working? No, that's what I wanna understand. Generate trait import. Serialize. Surge. Wait, this is blowing my mind. Now why is this not working? Unused import. So I've got serialize there and serialize here. I am so confused now. I am so confused. Why? Serialize is important to here. I mean, Google will know this one, surely. Come on. Serialize is imported here. I want exactly this. Make sure you have the derive. Okay, yeah, do we not have the derive? I swear we do. This is... Yeah, we don't. Oh gosh. There you go. Finally got something that will work. All of this just to create a file with a common struct that can be used in different files. But that's fine, we've learned a lesson. I will hopefully never have this issue again, because now we've learned a little bit of how Rust works with modules, I guess, right? But yeah, I wanted to create a UID here, going back to my thing, and all I want to do is basically just do, you know, image map dot insert. Cargo seems scary. Yeah, Miguel, it's scary when this kind of stuff happens, but it's still less scary than CMake, in my opinion. No pain, no gain. Yeah, Rust is the definition of no pain, no gain. Dana J, you alright? Why is it indexing so much? Oh yeah, we changed third, that's why. Why is this not compiling though? Oh no, it's gonna recompile third. I want to know why this is not available here, even though we did include in the cargo toml the feature that we need, the v4 one that has this function in there. That's what I'm interested in. I mean, it seems to work anyway. Look, it's not complaining now. difficulty easy, normal, cargo, CMake. No. I would put cargo definitely around normal and CMake on hard. Yeah, I really like this song. Yeah, this is kind of nice, isn't it? It's by Lily Pichu. I think she's a streamer, a game streamer actually. Go check it out. That's why the links are there, so you guys can see her. No function associated with the current scope. See, now this is where we're hitting some bottlenecks, because we should have the v4 function here. So like generate one or create one or something. This is very confusing. So if we use UUID, do you have to import prelude with UID and asterisk? I have no idea. I just kind of used whatever they have here. Where are you seeing this? Sorry, if you don't mind me asking, so I'm not interested. At least in the example they don't have that, so that's why I'm kind of wondering. I've added these two features here because it seems like we don't really care about this one here, but yeah. Let's see on the crates, maybe they have a different documentation here. Yeah. I mean, I have seen library offers asking to add preludes so Rust can automatically bring common modules into scopes. Oh. I'm not too sure about that. I mean, unless I see in the example, I'll assume you don't. So let's just Google the error and see if someone comes across this as well. I don't even know what prelude is, so I'm gonna have to have a look at that. Yeah, I mean, see, I've got this. I definitely have this. Which version is this as well? So on crates.io, we are on version 1.4.1. And we are on 1.4.1, we got v4 there. Our dependencies by default. Let's change this to 1.4.1. Where are the dependencies? There are no dependencies here, right? This library also includes a builder. I don't care about that. All the features. Which UID version should I use? If you want to generate unique identifiers, then consider version 4. If you want to use UIDs as database or keys, you need to sort them, consider version 7 UIDs. Other versions generally should be avoided unless there's an existing need for them. Unstable features, version 7 UIDs using Unix timestamp. Yeah, no idea, no idea. Ah, do you see this? Just spot this mistake here. I've already seen it, but let me do it for you. Do you spot the mistake? There you go. Let's see if it works now. Dude, I love when things like these happen, you know, you spend 2 hours looking at something. I love the way Cargo complains about it, you know. I love the way Cargo told me that I've got feature and not features, or something that it doesn't recognize. So that's fine, that's fine, we've got this. Yeah, let Cargo do the job now, and it will recompile some things, I think. Right, are we done yet, Rust? Are we done? Are we done? We need Zoom for EUID, okay, so EUID. There you go. We're done now, guys. We're good, we're good, we're good. So now we image map. Dot insert, I guess, and key and value. So the key is going to be the UID. I guess the string there. And the value is going to be my image itself, right? Image. I'm going to take ownership of that now. Okay. And then, yeah, we should be able to just return our image database now, right? So image database, image is going to be image map. What the hell is the issue now? Cannot mutate immutable variable image map. Okay, no, that's fine. I understand this issue at least. Okay, good, good. We're doing something okay now. See, I could now test this. In fact, can I add some tests? Let's add some Tokio tests, I guess, right? Tokio tests. Let's replace test with Tokio test in any function. Okay, how do I, what's the practice here for Rust? Rust unit test, where to add? In this, you put unit test in the source directory in each file within the code that you're testing. The convention is to create a module named tests in each file to contain the test. Okay, let's see. Because I don't actually know this. I just always have tests given to me at work, so I never have to write them myself. I mean, I never have to write the module myself. I do write the test myself. The CFG test. Wait, the purpose of unit test each. Okay, we know all of this. I want to see how to organize it. Testing private functions. I don't really care for that. Integration tests. So in each module, I have a test directory, seems. Source, a new folder, tests. And I can have something like a new file that will be, I guess, the image utils, right? Like, does Cargo know this? I wonder. Like, does it know to find those files, or do I have to put it somewhere, like in a mod.rs file or something? Right. This Rust file does not belong to a loaded project. There you go. It looks like it might belong to a workspace. I can't go .toml. You want to add it? I do, but I don't want it to add automatically. I kind of want to do it myself. You can keep test.cfg inside the same module file where you have defined function. Wait, so test.cfg is important. Let's read that. Okay, so that's something I put at the top of the file, kind of like this, I guess. Mod tests. This saves compile time when you want to build the library and save space in the resulting compile to factory, because tests are not included. You will see that because integration tests go into a different directory, they don't need the @config test annotation. However, because unit tests go in the same files as the code, wait, so it's telling me to add it all to the same file? I don't really like that, but okay. This code is the automatic generator module. The attribute stands for configuration. Okay, I mean, we can do that for now, I guess, right? We can do that. So I do like a mod tests here, and then I can do a Tokyo test, I guess, as well. I don't know why to use Tokyo here. There don't really need to be a Tokyo tests, but since that's the framework we're using all around, actually, yeah, we can just put a test, right? And we don't need to be async there. Test image, test convert to JSON. Does the work as a macro? Yeah, it's a macro in Rust, Miguel. And the macros in Rust are kind of jacked. You can do a lot more with with macros in Rust than in C++. Check it out though, you might like it. Oh, we don't want that. Oh, we don't want anything else here. I want to see what happens when you call the convert to JSON. Let's do images. One of the best places in the world, for sure. What is the best place in the world? Halberd. Is that the song? I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, you can write a custom language parser inside Rust as macro, even generate abstract syntax. Yeah, I've seen people doing a lot of interesting things with like database commands and macros. I'm gonna try that out at some point. So you can like execute database commands at compile time or something, which is really interesting. Well, I'm in Tokyo. Oh yeah. I forgot about this library, you know. One day I'll go to Tokyo. It's going to Japan is one of my dreams. Thing is, it's quite expensive, you know, very, very expensive. You're talking about multiple thousands per person just to be there for a week, so in dollars that is. So images. Okay, what else do we need? Yeah. Just kind of want to see what this looks like, really. And I kind of just want to print this. Print. I guess it's a bit cheaper for Donna J to go to Japan because you're in India, so that's a bit closer than me. But yeah, going from the UK is quite expensive. I don't know. It must be quite expensive from Argentina as well, right, Miguel? Going to Tokyo. I assume it is anyway. Okay, so what's the issue here? Expected, curly... oh yeah, it's because we forgot to close one of them. Okay, so now if we do cargo test, does it work? One of the things I don't like that much is like every time I add like a new feature or just a third-party library, like I get 30 more sort of like crates being built. That's kind of annoying because like only out of those 201 crates, only like 2 or 3 are mine, you know? So the compile time goes massively. Yeah, well, I might be able to book flight cheaper. Yeah, I think flights would be a lot cheaper for you, dude. Like for me, it would be like I don't know, like a 12-hour flight or something. So that's gonna be like nearly £1,000. That's one of my dreams, Miguel. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Expected vec image found. Ah, yeah, of course. What the fuck am I doing? So it should be image. That. And some all one. I do hate in Rust when I have to do, you know, string, .toString. It's already a string. Like, I really don't like that. But why is this not being used? Convert to JSON. Convert to JSON. Cannot find struct variable type image in this scope. But it's here. It's right here. It's right here. Wait, I have to import it in the tests. Wow. Cool. I just checked, it's around 2. Yeah, that's really cheap, really cheap. I mean, you're looking from the UK, let's see, from where I am. Yeah, I guess it's safe for me to say the city at least where I am, right? You guys are not gonna dox me or anything. Tokyo. Yeah, I mean the cheapest one, and this is 15 hours, multiple airlines, going in 2 months' time. 2? Yeah, around 2 months' time, right? 714, right? But that's the cheapest. You don't usually get it like this. Say I wanted to go in December. It's not too bad. I mean, it goes up to 1,000. In 2 months' time is at 714. Actually cheaper than going to Brazil, you know? When I go to Brazil, things get really expensive. This is cheap price, you know, but you know, you're gonna be staying laying over for like 14 hours somewhere. It's not a direct flight. Direct flight is around 11 hours, so yeah, if you're willing to make a sacrifice and stay in like Portugal or Spain or something for a day, then you might get it for cheaper. I guess it's the same for Japan, right? If you're going to Japan from here, and if you want to stay in Dubai or something for a day, you might find a cheaper flight, but that sounds very tiring to me. But yeah, $220, really cheap, really cheap. Oh, those prices I've showed you guys, they're in pounds, so in dollars it'll be like whatever, like 700 pounds to dollar. It's around, I guess, $900 ish, $850. So yeah, it's a little bit more expensive. Yeah, the price of the pound has been going down, unfortunately. It's kind of making me worried because all my money's worthless now. But oh well. So what is the issue now? What is the issue now? Expected struct. Vector of string found. Oh yeah. We don't even need this. Right, we can do this. What's the issue now, Rust? Missing structure field. Link. Oh, yeah, it's because it's link. There you go. So, what's the issue? Image database does not implement fdebug. Okay, not a problem. And we can do a derive here. Cool. Can we do a cargo build now? Convert to JSON is never used. But it is right here. Oh, it's because I'm not compiling the test. Okay, yeah, I think I have to do a cargo test, right, to build this. I think that's what it is. Once again, guys, thank you for watching the stream. I really appreciate having some people here, so I'm not coding on my own. Today's been a quiet one. I think like one of the last ones we had like 5 people talking at once, so that was quite pleasing to see. It was like the most I've ever seen. But we'll get there. If the number of subscribers in the channel have increased a lot since I've started doing the streams. So yeah, thank you. Why would you even print in test run? Because I just want to quickly show what this would turn into to test. Yeah, this is not an actual test, by the way. This is just me seeing if it works, whatever I run. For the cargo test, does it run? Yeah, ideally, you know, I'll turn this into an image database and make sure that my string is some UUID type, and then my name is some UUID type, and then I guess the alt and the link do match what I expect, right? That'll be the proper test to do. Running one test. It doesn't actually show here. Is there a way to show? Is it just not printing? Print line in Rust unit tests. To see output from its print statements. Okay, cool. No capture. No capture, no capture. Unexpected, no capture. Huh? Come on. What was the issue? Okay, cool. Yeah, it was capturing the stood out. So this is kind of what it looks like, I guess. Images. This is not JSON yet, though. This is just that thing. So what if I did assert JSON to string and then just pass that in there? Is this gonna work? Mismatch types. Wait, what does this take? Value t and returns a result. Expected a reference. Okay, cool. The trait image serialize is not satisfied. So image map, image database. Okay, cool. Now it is. Now it is satisfied. So show me what I want to see, bro. What the fuck is the issue? Import said serialize. Oh, this is a good song. So we've got images, and then we've got that. Yeah, would it be possible to kind of flatten this so we don't have images themselves? We just have, I guess, yeah, I guess that would just be a map, right? So what we really want is not to have this struct at all. We literally just want to return a hash map here. Helps us make it less bloated, I guess. Yeah, because then we don't have to have, you know, a JSON object with just one element called images with all the other objects inside it, right? That'll make it a bit shit. But yeah, in theory, this function can turn our vector of images into this sort of JSON format. So then we can save it to the disk, which is like, I guess it's going to be like the information file we can save along the images to preserve that sort of like link of, you know, this is the name of the image, which is a UID, and kind of like this is where it came from. That would be in the JSON file. We don't need it, but it's kind of nice to have, I guess, because like what I can do now is I can iterate over these maps here, and basically for each of these I can download the image, save it to the disk with this name, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's exactly it. So that is the goal, and I don't think we're gonna achieve that today though, because it's already 10 and I kind of have work tomorrow, so I'm gonna stop the stream here, guys, unfortunately. But I was hoping we could have achieved this today. But I'll tell you what, I'll be streaming tomorrow again though, so hopefully I'll see some of you, maybe one of you at least, and then we can continue this. I'll also kind of do some, I guess, some refactoring in the meantime, like offline if I have time before the stream. But yeah, thank you guys again for joining, and I'll push this code here if you're interested in seeing what's going on. Thank you, Miguel. I always enjoy having your guys' presence here as well. It's really good not to code by myself. But yeah, I mean, that was today's stream, and thank you for joining once again. Gracias, Miguel. And yeah, there's more tomorrow, guys. So thank you, and bye-bye. Have a good night.